Welcome to the Podski. What? Ooh, yeah.
You understand, baby?
Dig it?
Let me tell you another thing.
First name John, last name Baker. Uh-huh. Brother.
Hello and welcome to the Podski. I'm your host, the man of 1,000 gimmicks, John Baker. It is episode 44. I don't have any 44s off the top of my head. I was just thinking about 44 and I got nothing. Do you have Well, we're just going to welcome in JC. He is back. What a great start. This is great audio. JC is
Nailed it.
If you saw the title of this, yeah, absolutely nailed it. This is Hot Shots Wrestling Alliance Part 3. This is going to be our hopefully, well, we were on a bi-weekly basis, but we kind of got off track there because you were busy doing adulting things as well as myself.
Yeah, had to graduate, had to, make, childhood dreams come true. And, I was laying there on stage, sitting there with the title belt in my hands, kissing it like Sean, the boyhood dream. Although it was my degree in a in a nice frame. Yeah, I had the goofy robes and the stupid hat, and oh yeah.
Yes. And
Officially the first Doctor of the Podskiverse.
yes, officially the first Doctor of the Podski verse, and we're super proud of JC for being the first Doctor on here. But we're back. We're back with another episode of Hot Shots. Thank you for listening. If you're already listening, we're continuing the series as we're trying to keep this a regular thing, as we said. So, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We got some housekeeping to do before we get to the Hot Shots. So, but yeah, we got a little bit of news for JC. He did attend Monday Night Raw last night in probably North Kakalaki. So
is in Greensboro. Put some respect on Greensboro.
You've been in one town in North Carolina, you've been to them all.
It's all Crockett country, right?
Yeah. How was that experience? Was it as what you expected as your first WWE event?
I wasn't sure what to expect. I had been to AEW shows before, run in by the cat there in the background.
Yeah, in the back.
We love a good guest host here.
Yeah.
So I had not been to one before. I'd only been to AEW, and the production is better.
It's
like the whole. But you're
how much
so
better.
I was thinking about this while you were talking, or while I was there. It's not like at WrestleMania, it's way better than anything they do. I mean, it is better on a show basis. Like everything is more smooth. They have more pyro. It's like they've been doing this for 30 odd years.
Well, yeah.
So it's better. The production value is better. I just like watching Raw though. I was less interested in the matches. Like watching the matches, I watch them. You do like you're supposed to, but it's just like watching at home where the matches themselves are what they are. They're not always super exciting, but when they do a high spot, like there was one dive, and it was in the main event.
Yeah.
And like, so that kind of meant something more than like the 48 times they do it in AEW. So to me, like it really showed the difference in the two styles of wrestling and what they're trying to present and how one is definitely alternative to another. So that was interesting to see and to watch and it, like you said, during the WrestleMania or WrestleMersion, if you take it for what it is and you go there and you're gonna have a good time. Like I had a good time. I definitely did. I got to see Cody, who I didn't get to see at the AEW events. One, he wasn't the one there. They had the one in Raleigh. He just wasn't working that night. And then he wasn't there with the company the second time when you and I went.
Oh yeah.
So
he did that to me twice in Philly.
Dick. So
But I
It
guess
was cool.
I did see him at the Full Gear whenever MJF did the turn. So I guess that
Yeah.
that kind of outweighs.
Yeah. So the seat was good. I was in the upper tier,
Mhm.
but across from hard cam, like dead center ring, and
Kind of
like
like where
four
I
rows back from the top.
Yeah, kind of like we're similar to where I was for WrestleMania, except only I was about 9 miles further away than you were.
um, so like if you watch Cody Rhodes promo back on YouTube, you can actually see at one point, there's just a white blob over his shoulder. That was me.
All right,
So
you getting on the
yeah,
hard cam.
yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Like you couldn't see me. I just knew where I was, and that you see the white speck, and it's my shirt. But
Right.
um, but I thought it was good. Um, I would have liked to see him wrestle. I would have liked to see Rollins wrestle. They just neither of them did. But Cody came out, cut a good promo.
Mhm.
As good live as he is on TV, and they sent him out to clear out the heels, him and Matt Riddle, at the end after they went off TV, and they did the thing that they always did in AEW, where they're screwing around in the ring and sending everybody home happy. Cody probably spent, I don't know, when I left he was still going, so he probably spent 15-20 minutes signing for kids who are around the barricades and things like that.
Yeah.
They sent out, like I said, Riddle too. And it was interesting that I think my biggest takeaway is seeing who's over with the crowd.
It's vastly different than what you would think when you're watching on TV. Not
Right. And
all,
like,
but, like there's a complete difference. It's
yeah. And they get the reaction, the people who are over, whether they're baby faces or heels, they get the reaction they're looking for. And they are trying to get it from people.
right.
And you see that more in the arena than you do on screen. Or maybe it's understood differently just because of the context of everything.
Yeah.
But all that stuff they do with Dominic, and that's
So
that's not sweetening, guys. Can
they
confirm
I mean, it's
he's not
obvious
liked.
that they're sweetened, but damn, like
Yeah,
there are very few out there that they're not hiding from.
right. I mean everybody knows the gimmick now. So like he
Yeah.
goes to talk, everybody makes noise.
Right.
The behaviorism there. BF Skinner appreciates the time, but it that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's that, and like he gets the reaction he wants, and everybody around him works to help him with that.
hmm
Um,
That
but they send them out a buttload.
yeah,
The
and
Judgment
I think
Day.
the Judgment Day. Yeah, I think that they know what they got, and they got a hot group, and that group is really hot, especially after
Yeah.
that backlash deal with Priest. So now
Mm-hmm.
everybody has had a marquee match since WrestleMania or at WrestleMania. Like
Yeah.
Dom had the marquee match. Finn had the marquee match, lost, but Rhea had a marquee match, and then she's backed it up with championship, and then now Priest has had the marquee match. So if there's one thing that we can say about the Judgment Day, who kind of last year at this point, whenever they did the turn, everyone was like, dude, what is this group? Like
Yeah.
this group's gonna be horse shit. And now look at where they're at. Like
Yeah.
they've done some really good shit in the last year.
Yes.
And the Judgment Day is right. They might the one thing that they've done that's lasted time here past WrestleMania, the Judgment Day has been the best thing that they've done. It's not Kenny. It's not Kevin and Sammy. As well
Right.
as that is, like they were just cogs in the wheel of the bloodline story. But
Right.
and I think that that's really apparent now. And I think that, a lot of people that really wanted to see Sammy win at Elimination Chamber, like I feel like WWE is validated in the fact they didn't do that now because based on where they're at in the storyline. And
Right.
like the Judgment Day, man, they're awesome. Like I love Dom and everything that they've done. And yeah, But yeah, no,
I'll
that.
tell you what, from sitting at the merch stand waiting in line,
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, Rhea,
Oh yeah,
that woman moves some freaking merch
amen.
and people love her. And like I'm not saying I get it. She's great.
Hmm.
She plays her character very well. She's a good worker. She's credible.
Yes.
Um, but she moved that I'm your mommy or who's your mommy shirt that sold a buttload.
Yeah.
No, I mean not there was still a hierarchy. Like it was Cody and the Bloodline shirts that all their merch was going, myself included. Um, but like that was moving a lot. John Cena merch was still moving a lot. There was a dude who came in cosplaying as John Cena,
Good
who
for.
could have been like my parents' age.
Wow.
Like he had the hat, the Fruity Pebbles shirt.
Oh my.
He had a legitimate replica of the spinner belt.
Whoa.
Like he was like 4 or 5 seats over from me, and I could see how nice the belt was. Like that was one of the high dollar ones. This dude all in.
One of the ones from like back in the day, high dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Those ones were
Like
nice.
couple grand.
I went back and looked at those because I have a couple magazines like the ones that I have from whenever like back in the day, and those
Yeah.
Shop Zone ads with the belts in it and from Figures Toy
Mm-hmm.
Company and all that. Those belts look insane. And
Mm-hmm. It was really high quality.
$800 in there at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
It was crazy. There was a kid he was cutting the merch line like a little D bag, and he was dressed like Shield Seth,
Oh wow, okay.
but he had a mullet.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then he had it was a bad replica of the red Universal title and then the white IC title.
Oh,
And he
oh.
was carrying them both. And I was about to challenge that man for for his belts.
Why
Just
don't
to
uh
They
man.
were like the really, really thin metal ones too, like
You can
couple
spot
$100. Yeah. And the leather was thin. I mean, I have a IWGP US title, but the plates are thicker than that. Like that looked like metal paper.
like somebody
And
had
good for that.
metal. Somebody had some sheet metal laying around that they just spray painted and
I mean, it was like he bought it from Amazon's or from eBay somewhere, and that's wonderful. Like I'm glad you can do what you want to do, and you're coming in and you're
absolutely.
cosplaying as your favorite person. So I'm
Yeah,
very happy that the young man got to do it. But I saw the belt, and as someone who, has a little bit of knowledge about manufacturing and stuff, I was like, ooh,
not a good look, pal.
no, not great. Sorry, guy, but great job. He looked really happy. There were a lot of really happy people. Um, I will say the only thing I'm going to complain about Greensboro Coliseum, please have more than 3 people working at the one gimmick table you have.
Oh no. They didn't have a lot of people.
Dude, it was in a stupid spot. There was no like lines. It was just kind of a mass of people. Um,
Yeah, that's the that's kind of the way it is when we go to the Giant Center, which shout out to
mm,
the pros. They will be at Raw next week in Hershey. Chocolate Tan.
nice.
Um I won't be going, but the one one thing that they eat at the merch stand, there's never a line. It's just a chaos of mob. It's just a mob
Yes.
in pure anarchy. Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's
shout out to the girl that I paid and who got my stuff. All the people, including Seth Rollins, cosplay boy. Like there was like a weird sideline that people just started because he was standing there and then like his buddies were there. And she was just straight up ignoring them. So shout out to that girl.
shout out
You
to her.
did your job.
Damn.
But I
That's what,
did see some really nice belts that people had got, whether they were like the official replicas or not, or like someone had one of those nice Fandu big gold belts.
oh,
Oh, it was beautiful.
were those
He had his own last name on it though, and I was like, ah, buddy,
yeah. So how many
yikes.
people did you see
But
that were in belt hell?
oh,
Isn't it not belt?
mm,
Does it make sense?
dude, I could not imagine.
Can you imagine?
I,
Can you imagine those people that were carrying that shit up,
oh,
up to the fifth deck of SoFi?
oh my God, there was there was a couple guys, and they were big dudes, like big, like built dudes.
Yeah.
And they had like a universal and a heavyweight belt, and they were carrying them around like, pretending to be Reigns. But there was a couple of them, but they were big, so it looked like they were fine. And then the John Cena guy had that one, but there was a lot of belts,
Yeah.
and there were a lot of people who's just their backs were like, I bought one of the weight belts that Cody signed,
Yeah.
and
Please
like,
talk about that weight belt.
oh, it beautiful. It's super nice because
Bought one of the authentic, like legit weight belts that Cody signed himself before the show. That you always,
yeah,
in his Instagram stories, that he's always signing before the show. Like you got a legit one.
yeah,
Which I wanted one.
yeah.
I was gonna get one of them in LA whenever they did the shows, but they were literally the Raw after Mania. They were $500, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Yeah.
I don't know if I can split with 500 over that.
It hurt a little bit for
Yours
the
wasn't
250
500.
that the no mine was half that. Mine was 250.
They were just price
Um,
gouging because they knew it was the Raw after Mania and it was in LA.
right.
Yeah, they price gouged the
Right.
fuck.
And they had a different design too, and they were numbered for those Raw after Mania ones. But
Right,
still,
right.
$500 is insane. Um, and you can get an unsigned one of those. They're like, you can catch them on sale too on Fanatics. They're about $100,
Yeah.
give or take. So, but it was nice, like as far as, and I have it hung up over there, but it's instead of like a regular title belt, you can roll this like up into a circle and then fit it in the bag.
Oh, okay. So
You don't have to carry it the whole time. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I was I was gonna ask you last night. I was wondering how much belt hell you were in carrying the belt and the Funko that you got too. I'm glad you
No,
were.
so they give you
The brutal time.
yeah, it could have been. I was in kind of that hell when I went to AEW in Raleigh last year. Because I bought a Brandy Rhodes signed figure. So I had that, and they didn't have any more of the Defenders.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then I had food because I was hungry.
Right.
I dropped it once down, and it somersaulted off of my lap and then onto the next set of chairs below and then onto the floor. The guy was nice and picked it up for me, but I was like, oh my God, I just destroyed this figure. But it ended up being all good. But no, it was easy. I had the weight belt coiled, and then inside the coil was the Funko Pop, and then it all just slid inside the bag, and then it sat under my seat the entire time, so it worked out nicely.
Nice.
But I had it not been, my birthday last Friday and then graduation at the same time, and I hadn't done anything for myself, I would not have done that because like I originally was like 100, 150. That's gonna be where I tap out. But I learned from never getting an autograph from the actor who played the Green Power Ranger. Always wanted to. He was here in Raleigh last year before he died, and I wanted to go, but I didn't.
Damn.
So just if you have a chance to get one, just get it. You're not going to regret it down the line. You may have a little bit of short-term pain, and if you can't afford something, you can't afford something. But do it, and if you can meet him, even better. Like I want to get a Sting signature. So either the Sting chase or something else I have on card of his. I want to get signed and meet him. And you got to do it. If you get a chance, do it, because you never know if they're not going to do it anymore or something happens. So I would recommend if you can do it, and that's why I did that. So.
Yeah, no, I absolutely totally agree because I got whenever we went together, I got that Moxley signed AEW here,
Yeah.
and they don't put them in Defenders, and you're just in figure hell. Luckily, there's no one sitting beside you because you want to keep that thing as pristine as possible. And luckily, there was no one that sat beside us, so we got lucky. But
Yeah,
that's the only. If there's one thing that I could say about like when you go to a live show and you want to buy merch, like you got to think about the fact that you're going to be sitting there with that figure. You're going to be sitting there You have to sit there with that figure or that t-shirt or that coat or that belt. You got to sit there with it. You
Yeah.
can take it out to the car and come back in. So that is a pro
Yeah.
tip for anybody that it's listening that, hasn't gone to a live show before. Like you got to think about those things because we've gone between you and I, we've gone to so many live events in the last like couple years. And like
Yeah.
we got that Moxley and you got the Brandy. Like we were sitting
I
there.
got Britt Baker at that one.
Oh, you got okay. I forgot you got Brit.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
petrified.
Added to the doctor collection. Yeah, absolutely.
You're petrified to like. You're just like,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to sit near me. I don't want anyone to spill anything. I don't want anyone to touch me.
Yeah.
'Cause I need this thing mint. And yeah, that
Yeah.
you're in hell when you're sitting there and you're just like, damn,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to touch me.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say too that with the prevalence of like either pro wrestling tees or WWE with fanatics, if you want a shirt, just watch for sales.
Hey, amen.
Or just, get it beforehand and go. Like I wanted the undesirable, undeniable, uncrowned shirt of
Mhm.
Cody's,
Mhm.
but it was $40. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I know I can watch a fanatic. I get emails from fanatics every day
right.
that like I can 100% get this for less than 20. Like if I'm just patient,
Yeah.
so
That and
just
that's
you
one thing
gotta
I'm
watch
glad-
that.
That's one thing that I'm glad I didn't do. I didn't wait like the thing with like you were saying about autographs, like the jacket that was so revered that we talked about from the WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Those shirts, those jackets, like those are supposed to be superstore exclusives, and they
Mhm.
only taken a limited amount to the building. So like I'm pretty sure I got that last one in the building, and I'm pretty sure like stuff like that you don't pass on. You don't care how much it is. Like
Right.
it's because you don't know
Yeah.
when you're gonna get that again. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you can do it and you can afford it and it's something that you really want, you're gonna really cherish. Like absolutely
Yeah.
1000% do it.
Yeah. And like you said, I also got that Funko, and I know they're going to be a Walmart exclusive. It even has the sticker on it that's Walmart exclusive.
Yeah.
And I go to Walmart's a lot looking for figures and stuff because I have no life. But it saved me to go and find it, and it was $20. Who cares?
Right.
It's sitting right there with the rest of my Rhodes family collection right over here above one of my monitors, and it looks great. And just that was an easy one for
Right.
me. But yeah, if for t-shirts, little stuff like that, it's even better because then you can have it and then you wear it. You don't have to like store it or put it on. Then you got double shirt and you're next to somebody and it's hot.
Yeah.
So merch tip of the day with
Yeah,
JC and John.
merchant with the Podsky. So
Yeah.
these are seriously all like huge pro tips that people don't think about when you go to the building and they go buy a bunch of shit. And then when you get to your seat, you got to sit there with it. Like there's no room for it. Like, thank God the people that sat behind Andretti and I at WrestleMania were only the night two. And thank the Lord I bought that program on Saturday night on night one because they spilled a bunch of shit and it would have landed right on. It would have completely ruined my program. Like, thank Lord. Yeah, you just got to think about other people when you buy stuff, especially those belts. The belts are beautiful. They're fantastic. I love the belts. I have one myself, but they're a pain in the ass you're in belt hell. Belt hell needs to be
New shirt at podskigimmicks.com.
Yeah.
Belt hell.
Belt hell.
So,
But yeah, no, it sounds like you had a really good time. Glad you got to see Cody live finally. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. The only thing, you hear the concussion pyro.
Oh, it doesn't scare the shit out of you.
Oh my God. The only one I knew coming was like during Cody's entrance. The rest of them, like, bro, I'm not a small man.
I'll tell you.
I got high blood pressure. That's how you blow out a valve. You got to give me a 10-second warning.
I'll tell you what the worst one was. That whenever Ryback was in
oh God,
WWE, he had a concussion one that would go off, but it was at the most random time. It was whenever he was in the ring that made no sense. And it would scare the shit out of you because they always did it in Hershey because there's no like lighting pyro. It's just a boom pyro for sound effects.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
are scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, it really does. And like I didn't even think about it when the first one went off at the beginning of the show. And I was like, oh God, they're gonna do this again.
Yeah, and it hurts. Like those things that it hits your chest and it hurts.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
if you're not
And I scare easy too, so that was even worse.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh God. Every time, like I was glad I didn't have to poop or anything, but like, whew, it could have been messy.
If you've never been to a live event, that pyro is that loud so that you can hear it on TV. Think about how loud it is in that building. Because it's loud.
Dude,
And
it's
I'm a big pyro.
and like
I love the pyro.
yeah.
But those
I
people
work in a
hurt.
lab where there's like loud machines running and like CNCs going and just screaming and like
Oh yeah.
so noise doesn't normally bother me, but it's a lot. Like I now understand why they bring kids and they have the earmuffs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Whew,
Yeah, that makes
man.
sense now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so uh glad you got to go to Raw. That's awesome. We only have a few little notes keys here. Apparently CM Punk, his return is going to be announced in the next couple of days. So if you're probably listening to this on whenever it releases on Thursday of this week of May, it's going to release on May the 18th. But if you're listening to it afterwards, obviously then it's already been announced. But we're recording on the 16th of May, so it hasn't been announced yet, but it's coming, and I'm super excited that Punk's going to be back in the fold. Sounds like he's going to be strictly on the Saturday night show, which I'm cool with. I'm actually a little bit more excited. I feel like they could put together a cool roster for the Saturday night show. I'm excited to see what they do with the brand split.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be interesting. I don't know. I can watch on Wednesdays. And like I don't have a life, so I'm sure I can figure out a way to watch on Saturday nights.
Saturday's going to be hard to watch live.
That's going to be
it's going to be a big VR thing. It's going to be worse than Rampage was, but I feel like the content's going to be good.
Yeah, and I think it will be too, especially if it's going to be headlined by Punk and FTR, and then like I guess Jericho and the JAS are going over there to get it off the ground and what have you. But
well, I also heard that there was also the rumor out there that Punk didn't want to start with Jericho. He wanted to start with Samoa Joe.
Well, that would be interesting too.
Interesting.
We haven't seen him on TV, and they have a lot of history. So
yeah. So I don't know.
I wouldn't hate that at all.
It could just be smoke and mirrors too, just because they need to get they got to clear the air. So
right.
But yeah, and then another thing AEW related to is that apparently today the Fight Forever game was loading on people's consoles, not to play, but it was like preloading to play. So I don't know how I feel about this game. Clearly, we're doing this on WWE 2K23 with Hot Shots, but I don't know. It sounds like all the achievements were leaked as well. So like they got like they actually do have like create an arena, create a show, and stuff like that. So I don't think I'm going to be a day one buyer. I'm a huge AEW supporter, but I need to be I'm a little leery of this game. It's taken way too long, and usually that's a red flag in the gaming world.
Well, I would say it could be a red flag, but if you look at some of the other games that have come out recently, like I said we were talking about before we started, Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that was pushed back like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, I'm a couple hours into it, but it's one of the best games I've ever played already. So I don't necessarily think that because it's almost a correction back to the way it used to be, where there were proper amount of times to develop a game.
Yeah.
Because people are trying to rush stuff out so fast now to capitalize on a market or hit some kind of timetable that it doesn't always work out. Like Pokemon, the last Pokemon game. I'm a 90s kid, love Pokemon, so I get and I play them on my Switch. That game does not perform that well.
Yeah, I guess
it's because they rushed it.
Apparently, they're having some issues with Jedi Survivor. I heard with performance issues.
Yeah, especially on PC.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I hadn't experienced any. I'm only like I really want to dive into it, but I just need like a little bit of time, and I don't
Yeah.
want to. It's one of those games I don't want to play a little bit at a time. I want to play it in chunks.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be coming up for me here soon once we get into summer. But for right now, I don't want to play it in bites. I want to play it in chunks. So
Yeah.
so I did start it, and I noticed that there was some like weird things, but things that they're not bothering me. It's not like the game's broken for me.
No,
I
not at
know that
all.
there was a lot of people complaining, but you always get that, like people complaining all the time
Yeah.
with games. Um, but yeah, so I don't know about this AEW Fight Forever game. It for me it feels dated, and I'm hoping that with the launch, like they are willing to I don't want it to feel like 2 years ago AEW. I want it to feel like a now product, which I think that might be the only problem with the game. Just looking
It'll be
from
interesting.
right now. So who knows what they're going
Yeah.
to do at launch, but that's my concern. It's going to feel like a dated game.
Well, and to a certain degree, you don't want it to you want it to feel timeless
Yeah.
because things change so fast that you want these games like even WWE, like if you look at some of the pictures in it and some
Oh
of
yeah.
the stuff, and we talked about it when we reviewed 2K23, like the old picture of Rhea
Yeah.
and
Dated
some of
now.
that stuff too. So to a certain degree, you want it to feel timeless. I think the biggest thing for them is going to be just making sure the roster is up to date
Mm-hmm.
or pretty close to up to date.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
like some of the jobber guys, who cares? But
didn't they say that Cody
um,
was in it, or did they cut Cody?
they would have had to have cut him.
I mean, and now, I mean, at first I thought he was going to be included if they were going to release it on time, but I thought that they said that
Yeah,
Cody made the cut. Maybe he didn't
I
now.
would.
In so long.
I mean, he's been there over a year, so
Yeah. That's what
they
I'm
all they
worried.
have to do is
It's been done for over a year now. That's what I'm worried about.
yeah. But the art style and stuff that they chose, it's not like they're trying to
They're not trying
make
to create,
something that's 8K. Yeah, like
they're not trying to create a simulation. And I think that that's
no.
where they're going to get a lot of public backlash is that they're going to be like, "Oh, well this looks like Battleground." Well, no, it's not really Battle.
It's been that way the whole time. Like there was never an expectation that it was going to be 2K23.
Right. And I think that's whatever that's at least the public backlash that I've seen on it is that well this looks like a kid's game and like no, like go back and look at it. They're trying to recreate No Mercy. Like that's what they're trying to do.
Right.
They're trying to make a modern New Mercy. Like so
Right. And
I'm
they've been public about that the whole time. It's not like they're springing that on anybody.
right.
And I know people aren't paying attention or they're WWE supremacy, blah 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 blah. Shut up. But
But apparently they did.
you know,
The other thing with it, the other thing that was really good about AEW that we can touch on here before we get into hot shots is that they did sell like they were set up for 75,000 in Wembley,
mhm,
and I'm
yeah,
pretty like they're close. Like they're already like they're less than 10,000 away.
yeah, they were. I thought they crossed 70. I'm pretty sure I saw.
Yeah, they might have to
If one of us wants to look that up.
Yeah, I
Do
can.
what? I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. Yeah, I can do it. I just don't know if Meltzer said that or not. But yeah, I'm interested to see.
I think it was a Tony Khan tweet that I saw that they were up over 70.
I'm interested to see like if they add seating. Like, do you think they?
I think they still have the ability to, yeah. Because they haven't announced one match, and you can't tell me that after they start announcing the matches that they're not going to get more.
Right. Yeah, I don't see anything with
So,
known. He's been putting over the show
me-
last week. I know that last time
I know.
last week they were at 63.
Hmm.
So I mean, they haven't even announced one match yet. Like they're gonna sell out.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, people are already going to be like, oh, well, they didn't hit 90,000, so blah, 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 blah. Again,
There
please
is
shut
big
up.
news coming this week for AEW, and I don't know if they're announcing Collision or not, but there's something happening tomorrow night on
They
Dynamite.
did. They're going to. They're
They're
going
gonna
to.
they're
They're
gonna
going to.
Collision.
Yeah,
So if
they're going to
you're
announce
listening to
Collision,
this,
and I'm pretty sure they're also going to do what? I'm sorry.
if you're listening to this, like when this drops, like Collision is probably already announced.
Yeah. The way he hinted at it, they said about how they're changing up and presenting new content, so that's definitely Collision. or whatever it's going to be called. And then he also said that there's another announcement at the same time. So it is,
Well,
I am,
either that's going to be CM Punk or they're going to announce that they're probably going to get, because I was watching Sean Ross Sapp last week and I heard him say something about how it was internally said that Warner was going to make AEW All In a Max exclusive, and then they were going to go All Out as a pay-per-view. So,
yeah.
and like, listen, I heard that they said last week that they had a $1 billion deal. Like, that's insane too. So,
Right. And who knows what that number, people need to ease up on like that kind of stuff. Like, oh, they only got $954,000, you know, some crazy number. Like they didn't get $1 billion. Blah, they're going out of business. Dude, really? Shut up. Like they, it could be, it's a huge win no matter what. Like they get re-upped. It's going to be a pretty big number. Even if it's not $1 billion, it could be 954 million. I mean, who knows what it is?
If
it's like
a larger number than what they have now, it's an automatic win.
Right there, and the fact that it's there and that they're going to be continuing on top of making a buttload of money, and they're getting, you know, more TV time. They're changing stuff up. Everybody always was LOL the YouTube shows. Well, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, decide what you're going to be mad about, but don't continue to change what you're going to be mad about simply because the company is doing well. You want all of the companies to do well for the workers, for the content.
Business.
Right. It's so ridiculous.
People need to just do what I'm doing right now. I'm taking the wrestling. I'm doing the wrestling hiatus. I'm doing it right now. I'm in the middle of it. So like, it is good to get out from underneath the wrestling. It's because I have consumed so much wrestling. I know that I'm in the like internet world now as a podcaster, and I probably sound like a hack, but like,
well, you are, so
yeah. And I from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, the amount of wrestling that I consumed, and with being at WrestleMania and doing WrestleMersion, like I'm burnt the fuck out. And
I can't blame you one bit.
Yeah, and like I just need to step back, and because like next week is Double or Nothing next weekend, and I don't want that to be like a bad experience for me. I don't want to be burnt out from that. I want it to be a good experience. So,
and the Saudi show too.
And the Saudi show. So
that's on Saturday, and then Double or Nothing Sunday, right?
Yeah. So
are they the same day?
But yeah, I can't remember what day that is.
I think they're both the 28th. I think they're both Saturday.
Well, no, AEW Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, so, I know Blood Money show is Saturday at 1.
Oh, okay. So that's
they're a day apart. So
they're a day apart, yeah. But yeah, so we got a lot of good shows coming up that I am excited for. I can't do the weekly shows right now. I'm too excited about the Heat and other things. So so let's go
Makes
Heat.
Sense.
Fuck the Celtics. Heat and 6. I'm telling you, if the Heat beat the Celtics, cocky Heat fan is coming out on the Podski.
More than anything, I want Lebitard show rants.
Yeah, so they don't do them anymore. They're cowards now. They
if they win a title, will they do it?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. They might do. I don't know. They did it the other day. It was kind of funny because I've been listening to a lot of Lebitard. So like during the day. So like what they do, they did it like when they beat the Knicks, they did do it, but they were playing the music, but it wasn't Dan. Dan was just in the background, like laughing at them trying to do the rant. So that was kind of cool, but they don't do the same things that they used to do, which they should.
Boo.
Dan is trying to get the club back. So the club was a big deal. If you're a Lebitard listener, he's trying to bring the club back, but he's trying to get it from ESPN, and they're really betting on themselves now after leaving ESPN and going to creating their own deal and going with DraftKings. Speaking of FanDuel, McAfee signed a 10-year deal, or not a 10-year deal, a $10 million deal with per year with ESPN. So he's leaving his FanDuel which was 120 million a year for 4. Like he's leaving FanDuel, and the Pat McAfee show is going to go to ESPN.
Wow.
That happened today. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a bigger audience, so it's a smaller pay, but he's got bigger exposure.
Yeah, way larger
So,
exposure.
yeah. So,
But yeah, so all right, well, we've drug our heels enough on the news and noteskies. We'll be back with Hot Shots or Wrestling Alliance. All right, we are back on WWE 2K23, and we are in Hot Shots Wrestling Alliance. And this is going to be week 3 of our 25-week endeavor. So if you're new here, pretty much what we're going to do is I'm going to book my show. JC's going to book his show. We're going to give you audio and a peek behind the curtain of each show that we're doing. And, each show, there's going to be 4 matches per show. There's going to be some charity events in there too, where we can make money. But then we also have, roster management. We have a budget. We have all kinds of stuff that we're trying to figure out on our journey that you'll see if you're new here. So you'll see this on the screen if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube and you're listening to this in podcast platform, check us out on YouTube at the Podsky with John Baker. You can also, we're going to have gameplay on the YouTube, so you can follow along there as well. But wanted to give a really quick rundown here before we hop in. We had a little bit of an issue. So with the last show, if you were following last show, something didn't quite save right. And I don't know if it's because of the new patch that came out today, or I'm not quite sure what happened, but it didn't save my show. It didn't save both of our shows. Luckily, JC ended up having the same result as he did last time, but I did not. I had something strange happen. So if you're following along last time, Shanky is my world champion. Well, when I booted this up before we started playing off camera, Sammy was my champion. So there's a little bit of issues with my booking. So I'm going to try to, JC played the card on me last week, and, I'm just set behind the 8 ball again because the game hates me. So,
oh, we're going to blame the game for your incompetence, huh?
So here is your SmackDown update. The SmackDown update is that Bayley and Carmella, they retained as women tag champions. Otis is the Intercontinental champion. HBK and Dexter Lumis are the men's tag team champions, and Sami Zayn became the new world heavyweight champion for SmackDown.
And Skanky.
Yeah, over Skanky. So the WCW update, Asuka, she retained her world championship over China. Austin Theory is the new U.S. champion over Randy Orton. Raquel and Roxy.
Hardcore.
Oh, the hardcore belt. I'm sorry. I thought it was the U.S. belt. That's my fault. Oh,
put some respect on it.
Yeah, put some respect. Raquel and Roxy are the women's champions. And Finn Balor became your world champion over Kane in a 5-star classic because you played the card, which was a good use.
Using my resources, pal.
Yep, just using the resources. So also, if you're new here as well, what we're gonna do is each 1 week I'm gonna do a watch along of my main event, and then the following week JC is gonna do his watch along for his main event. So we're gonna do week 3 now, and then we'll follow up with week 4. So we'll get into it here. So on my screen right now, get a little helper pop up there. So Shanky, he's not happy with losing the strap last week as a former tag champion, as a former champion. So he's reacting his rematch clause. How awesome is that? So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to give him that since we're in this play along. So he's got a morale boost. So we'll exit out of there. So I promised him Uh, I promised him that we'll do this. So all right, we'll get into our book show here. So I have to change things because this is not what I was planning to do. So I gotta put Shanky and Sammy in a match here again, which I'm not too thrilled about doing. I really didn't want to do that, but we're gonna do a Falls Count Anywhere. Actually, we're not. We're gonna do. Let's do a TLC with Shanky and Sami Zayn. I'm gonna fail my commissioner goal, but I have to do this. So we're gonna save that match. What I wanted to start off with is because Io, she needed her rematch clause as well. So what I wanted to do is make that a Falls Count Anywhere. Actually, no, I want to do a TLC. Let's do a TLC. How much does that cost? What's the price difference? 30,000. Okay, let's think about our pricing here because that's only going to be $10,000. So let's think about that. So let's put EO, let's put Dewdrop and EO together. Let's make that our women's title match. Kick off our show. Let's get the crowd up on their feet. And okay, so we're gonna do a women's tag match. We're gonna make that just we're gonna make that a normal tag team match. I don't want to do anything crazy because they just had a really hard fought match. So let's do that one. We'll make that a regular match. I don't think there's any reason to we got to bring the crowd down. In the way that the formula works for the show, you got to have a really good starting. You have to have a really good opener. You have to come down in the second match. Your third match should be a mid-tier to like a 3-star match, and then your main event should be like a 5-star match. So we're gonna bring them down with this. Will keep the rivalry going. Hopefully that doesn't get them injured. So we're gonna lock that in, and then we're gonna finish it off with our tag team champions in an Extreme Rules. And that's going to be Loomis and HBK versus Ziggy and Kaiser, and we're going to put the title back on the line there. Okay, so let's do a little charity. I need something that generates a little extra revenue. Change of Blaring Superstar's popularity. Okay, well, we're going to put Cruz del Toro in that spot because we need a little something. We need to make a little extra money because the last show I lost money. I lost like 60,000 on that show. So that's a little bit of a problem. So Otis, he could use a little popularity boost, but I think that R-Truth is probably better. And we need to arrest Otis because I'm afraid Otis is gonna get tired, and I need Otis to not get tired. So let's do. We need a little bit of fan bonus, so let's put Ivar out there and see what he's got. So I think that this show should not be too expensive. So I got a new arena, so I need to do that because I need the money. So we got the road crew, basic lighting, and local advertisements. So we finally unlocked the concert hall. That's big. Actually, can we unlock the other one, the Capitol Wrestling Building? We can unlock that. How much is that? 10 more thousand? I feel like I need to do that too. I feel like I need to do the Capitol Wrestling Center, even though it's going to cost me a lot more money. I need to generate the money, so we're going to do that. Okay. I don't need to sign anybody. What kind of power cards we got here? Bigger they are. Receive a higher than normal rating. Okay, well, I do have a Falls Count Anywhere. I don't think I need. You know what? I need to. I spent a little bit too much money on this show, so I don't think I'm gonna buy that the bigger they are show. So, all right, I think I'm gonna lock this in. I feel pretty good about this show. This is just a little bit of a low show to get to the go home show, which is the next show. So, all right. we're gonna confirm and lock that bad boy in. All right, JC, it is your turn. Take us away for Dub C Dub.
All right. So, looking at my emails here, Triple H has let me know that China has stamina below 40, so she's vulnerable to getting injured. Thanks for the heads up, man of several H's. You're welcome for the title rematch, Finn. And he's the champ once again. He's super happy about that. Good for you. Shotzi wants a rematch. We'll do that. No problem. All right. So she wants an actual, I guess she wants a one-on-one match, so we'll have to figure that out. So we have that to contend with, and then the commissioner goal this week is have your most popular available male and fighter, or male, babyface, and heel fight each other this week. Hopefully that's the case. We can make that happen. Always love those little power cards you get. Oops, sorry, bump my mic. So we have 2 weeks till Hell in a Cell. I'm just kind of looking over the home screen here. Number one with a bullet, this guy. I have 1,103,314 fans, no big deal. And shade under $1 million in budget, which is where I want to be. I like to keep some money for incidentals that happen. People will start to get injured. Pay-per-views cost more. We're still building out all of our show logistics. They'll start opening up so that we can get into those. So I want to keep some money available for that. So let's, just so I make sure I do it, let's look at the new logistics available. We have a new arena, so we're definitely going to spend some of our moldy money. Lock down the Capital Wrestling Center. So we'll have that booked. Regular road crew is fine. Special effects, we don't have anything new. And then we'll do our local advertisements, but we're going to go with the Capital Wrestling Center for sure. So let's look at our power cards here. Rematch Physio wouldn't be bad. Let's pop one of those in. Let's get that one. Beginner's Luck 3, raise the popularity of a superstar with the lowest popularity. We're okay without that for now. Crew cost. I'm not going to double him up. No, we're not going to do that yet. That'll be fun. We'll come back to that later. See how I feel. All right, so we need to continue to build our rivalries. Those are the most important things we have going on. And we have 2 shows left. So what I think I want to do is, the first thing I want to do is take care of China. So let's actually, but we want to keep building that. So let's do a call out. And let's have Asuka. Let's have her call out China. That'll keep that rivalry going, and it should increase it if we do it right. That'll keep that going, but it'll give China a chance to get some stamina back. And Asuka as well, but more so China. And I don't have any cards that I could give to help boost that, and I need to get them to the pay-per-view. So let's do that. I definitely want, so that's going to take one match off the books. We're going to run back the title match rivalry. We want to get that up. So let's do that. We'll get them going. We'll make it a title match. Turn off the interference, but we want to get this rivalry going and keeping it going. So we'll just do a regular match so they don't get hurt. Finn's a little low on stamina. So let's actually use one of those pre-match physio cards. No, we'll actually do that next. Because he's not there yet, but I kind of want to maybe rest them a little. Actually, this might be a better week to rest them now that I think about it. Okay. So let's actually do something similar to what we did with the other title belt. Let's do a call out. And we're going to have Kane call out Balor. So that should raise the rivalry level. And if it doesn't this week, we can still get it next week. But I want to give both of them a chance to raise up, get the stamina going a little bit better and try and manage their stamina a little bit. So we'll do that. We definitely want a charity promo. So do a charity promo with Buddy Matthews. He's the one who's been doing them recently. So let's do that. All right, now let's book here a little bit. Let's put that rematch. Who do we have to use? We have Orton and Theory. They're facing each other. They're in a nice little rivalry. I think we're going to do that. What I think we're going to do is our main event, we're going to have that rematch that Shotzi wanted. So we'll do that as a singles. But we'll do that. We'll put a little gimmick on there. I'll make that a tables. No title, so that's good. We'll put that. It's a little bit of a weak main event. So I might move that around. We'll see. With wanting to maintain stamina and things like that, we kind of have to be careful. So this might be a dead spot kind of show. But what we can do, because we've been saving them a little bit, we can actually start. Orton and Theory are not feeling too hot. Yikes. So let's actually... We're going to do that. We're going to put them in a match. Title on the line. We're going to do a regular match. And I might have to flip these around. I'm just getting them on paper first. But we are going to definitely have to deploy the roller coaster here. So we're going to deploy him and Charlotte. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to have them work with a couple enhancement talents. All right, we're gonna bring in the Red Flame. Now that's a giant if I've ever seen one. All right, we're gonna bring him in, and then if memory serves, Charlotte is also a specialist. Yeah, they're both specialists. So let's get someone for her to squish. Yeah, that. Okay. Let's also look and see what legends are. If there's anyone I'm super interested in. Not really, not this week anyway. Nothing really fits my overall agenda there, so I think we are going to first, I think we're going to swap that. Definitely going to swap those two. And then we are going to, in our first match, we're going to put Cody with the Red Flame. Yep, like that. And then that's good because that'll start to help build him a little bit. Start to build Cody's popularity. As we've been building up his stamina, his popularity has gone down. And then in the other match, we're going to deploy Charlotte. And we're going to put her against Penelope Perfect. Good stamina. Not a ton of popularity. It's kind of a squisher. So, that's all right. That's how we want to do it. We'll save that. Okay, so we have that rivalry keep going. The top belts, they keep going. That's good. That's what we're looking for. Buddy does a charity. This is a little bit weaker of a card because we're trying to manage stamina a little bit. Let's look at the power cards one more time. Maybe this beginner's luck. Who has the Red Flame? Might actually help Cody. Do I want to do that? Do I want? I think we'll hold off because we're gonna have some more money that's gonna need to be held on to. So this is gonna be maybe a bit of a weaker show. This might actually be where Baker catches me because we're so close. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end up. So kind of a maintenance show, kind of doing what you got to do on this one, but I think it'll be all right. Okay, so I'm gonna confirm this booking up. We are good to go.
All right. So I was trying not to look and see what you were doing, but at one point I looked up and I just saw like this local guy. I don't know what it was, but I just popped to the moon because I was not expecting it. But all right, so
He's coming in. I believe they at one point called them carpenters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're this is a maintenance show for me.
It's the same thing for me. I was trying to do a show where it wouldn't cost me a lot of money, but then so kind of what Shanky put me in a weird spot because he needed his rematch clause and Io needed her rematch clause. So I got both of the matches in here. We're opening the show with a rematch and we're going to end the show with a rematch. I decided I put myself in a pickle because I wanted to start high, bring it down, and then build it back up with Extreme Rules, and then really build it with TLC at the end. So it's kind of a little bit what I got going on here. So we got Dewdrop and Io Sky, and we're going to simulate it up. Io is my new world champion. She gets her revenge in a class.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, boy. 4.5 stars.
Oh, no. Hopefully... All right, let's see what Cruz del Toro does. When we made money, but his popularity went down. I do need a little bit of money. So this is my mid-card women's tag team match. This isn't for the title, even though Carmella and Bayley are the champions. I just needed to just get them through on a match that pushes the rivalry a little bit down the road, but won't kill their stamina. Because Xia Li over here on the far side, her stamina is at 32. So that's fantastic. So we're
Yeah.
gonna light it up. And Carmella and Bailey
There we go.
in a good, so that's obviously good. And we grow, and the rivalry grows.
The rivalry grows.
All right, let's see what our Trizzle's got. Popularity up 4. All right. Then this is going to be our men's tag team championship match. And this is a Extreme Rules match. So we're going to simulate it up. All right. HBK and Loomis retain in a great match. And the rivalry grows. All right, so we got Charity, Ivar. Ivar, get a little pro, gets 3 more people. All right.
There we go.
Okay, so the main event, this is what we are going to spectate. We got Shanky and Sami Zayn for the world title. Will Shanky get his revenge? I don't know what to expect from this match.
Yeah, me either. It's gonna be interesting.
So as you can see as well, I upgraded my arena. I felt like that was necessary to hopefully bring in a little bit more money as well and a little bit more exposure. Dude, look at him. He was a world champion.
The following contest is a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Man,
He's got the long hair, so he doesn't have heat with Cardona.
No heat.
He's coming out dancing, looking good.
He's got a little bit of that he's got a little bit of that Great Khali in him.
He really does. He needs. They debuted Indus Shear at Raw.
Yeah,
and they have Jinder as their manager.
I saw that.
Yeah, he needs Jinder. Can you sign him as a manager?
I might. Oh, is this a ladder match?
I was gonna say, do you have this set as a ladder match?
It says falls count anywhere, but the belt's hanging above the ring.
Interesting.
Ay, this is gonna take forever.
Introducing the champion from Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Man, look at him strutting that ass.
So over.
Universal Champion, Sami.
Problem is that right now in this like state where the game is right now, he's a heel. A heel champion. He already turned.
Well, do you think so? If that turn happens, I think it's Owens, not him.
I would assume, yeah, because they want to keep it. They probably want to keep the shine on Sami. Well, all right, here we go. This is for the World Championship for Smackdown. All right, we'll skip some pleasantries here.
The top title of WWE's flagship brand, the Universal title, is on the line right now.
Shanky starting hot.
Big body slam. And he gives him the business.
Yeah, oh, look at that agility.
Taking a powder, that's a heel move.
Wow. He's my babyface going right for the. Is he gonna turn? Oh,
unprotected.
Unprotected.
Oh, little chop. Oh, DDT. Okay. And now we're going to the gimmick. Well, see, he's safe. He's hitting him in the chest.
Little
Still gonna cave in a lot.
Swing and a miss. Ooh.
Just run into him. There's nothing there. Just run right into him. Right, wearing him out a little bit. Oh, keep the chair. Keep wearing him out.
Dude, this belt's hanging above the ring. This is gonna take forever. I'm so terrified of how long this is gonna take.
He climbs into the ring.
Set her up, pal.
Oh.
Oh. All right. Computer.
This looks like the match you would actually see.
All right, Sammy.
He's taking a rest. He's taking a rest over there.
Okay, we'll put it.
No, put the thing up, Sammy.
Yeah, the question is, what is that something?
Sending his ass
This
out.
match needs
Boom.
sidewalk slam. There you go.
What does it need?
When I was gonna say, just with this match needs a collar and elbow tie up.
Carrying him to the corner.
Oh, well, Snake Eyes.
The Snake Eyes, yeah. Oh, Shanky's out of the ring again. Ringside, he's picking up the other chair beside Michael Cole.
Do they have the concerto programmed into this thing?
I don't know. Ooh, that was an interesting little move Sammy just did there. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
Shanky's sending Sammy over the ropes. Now Shanky's climbing the ladder. Stairway to heaven.
He doesn't even need to go all the way to the top to get it.
He doesn't.
He's so freaking tall. He needs like 2 steps.
What the heck just happened to that?
Look at that belt going. It's like higher.
It's like it's on a bungee cord. So Shanky reached for the belt, and it never let go. It went flying in the air.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that happens in real life.
Bring another ladder out. Bring a ladder out.
Oh, that's a big one too.
It's a big ladder. All right, he's setting
It's
it.
a bigger one, yeah.
We're setting up a big spot on the outside. Now Sammy's thought better of that. Sending him in the corner.
I've not seen this game mechanic work with the ladder set up like that. I'm really interested to see. You
Yeah,
can, like, get him over the top rope.
Yeah, I actually am interested to see how the game wants to work with that. So Shanky's taking a big deal of damage here already. He's already got an orange for the abdomen, and he's already got light damage to the head. He's given his... Now Sammy has a light damage to his abdominal area. Sammy's really trying to utilize every part of the ring here. Especially the apron, because we know that is the hardest part of the ring. Shout out Andretti.
I forgot to tell you, I saw a clip of someone doing a maneuver on the hardest part of the ring on the apron.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Andretti, and the only comment I put was hardest part of the ring.
Sammy is reaching. Oh, he got one click. He got one click on the... Now Shanky's going... Nope, Shanky is not going up.
Oh my goodness.
Just going out and going under that ladder on the outside of the ring. That's
literally the only thing he did. He went out to go under the ladder to come back in.
He's like a kid with escalators.
He really is. That's that. You know, he's green yet. He doesn't. Whoa.
Ladder?
Physics defied.
Yeah, physics work to be defied there. Always now he's big stomping in the corner.
What's his thing?
I don't even know. Probably like a lariat. Send him to the rope, Sammy. Sammy's climbing the ladder again. Shanky's out on the floor. Sammy's reaching for the belt. He got two. Oh, he got three. Oh, he's got. Oh! Sammy retains as world champion.
As he was getting beaten across the back.
As he's getting beaten across the back. I feel like that's...
Boyhood dream continues.
Boyhood dream continues. I feel like that's not going to get a good star rating now. It's a classic.
Wow.
The rivalry grew.
How you bookended 4.5 stars.
I did bookend 4.5 stars. All right, well, I did something right there.
Yeah, you did.
All right, sweet deal. I was not expecting that. So, all right, I'm cool with that.
Nice.
Let's see what's going on with WCW. Oh, I already see some.
All right.
You finally dusted him off.
Yep. I had to dust them off. So this is a maintenance week, as I've said, and I said when I was putting this together that this is probably the week that you eclipse me.
Well, I was trying to make mine a maintenance week, and you see how that turned out. I went and just did it anyways.
Yeah. So, we're gonna start out here. Shotzi asked for a rematch against Raquel. So I assumed she wanted a singles match on that rematch, although they were in tag. So I wasn't 100% sure, so I did it as a single just in case. which worked because the other two needed some stamina rebuilding
Yeah.
as well before the PPV. So that worked out. So in the return match, Shotzi went over. She's happy about that, and now we've started a single rivalry, but it was only 2 stars. That's not good. But I feel like that's going to be the theme of this show, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Call-out match. The rivalry did grow. That's what we're looking for.
Okay. I like that. That's
That
a good
marked
idea.
down. Yeah, it got the stamina going and rivalry grow, which is what we wanted. So we'll continue here. We have Cody and the Red Flame.
Wow.
Just for S's and G's.
Dude, the red
This is the match.
is incredible. He's got more stamina than Cody.
And Cody's been sitting for 2 weeks.
Oh my word.
So just because I feel like this is gonna be a goof. Yeah, we're gonna spectate this one.
The red
no, that's next week. I'm sorry.
next week, yeah.
Next week.
The red flame
Okay.
deserves the strap.
He might get strapped up. We'll see.
I feel like you need to put the red flame in the main event next week, but I don't want to steal the show.
1, 2, ring that bell.
Oh, good. Okay, Cody won. And yeah, that's about
You know
right.
what? He's in a rivalry. You know, you got to get him kick-started. I dig it.
So we're doing a promo. Okay, good.
Good
We got
job
our rivalry
for
growing
keeping
there.
It's a great way to keep your rivalries growing outside of the confines of the match.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. I really wanted to build, again, it's a maintenance week. So we're deploying the other big star that's been building up some stamina. So we're going to have Charlotte Flair versus Penelope Perfect. So we're going to simulate that.
1, 2, ring the bell.
Okay.
All right.
Glad she went over because I was a little like, oh God, please let her be the one who goes over.
Well,
So
Actually, no rivalry, but clearly you're doing a rebuild week here to build for the show.
yeah. So charity, we do another charity. Okay, we got our 3,000 fans. Look, that's what we're looking for. And then the main event. These guys are in a good rivalry. They've been beating the crap out of each other. I'm a little afraid, honestly, for this one based on stamina of both of them. But we'll see. So, main event, Randy Orton and Austin Theory. Orton stays over.
Oh no!
That's not great.
Oh no! So many injuries.
That's not wonderful. Didn't love that.
Oh no!
All right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Well, mine built exactly the way I wanted to. It started high, went low, came back up. So I've got really good rivalries. I'm a little bit nervous on the stamina aspect, especially in my women's mid card. So I got to sit them for sure next week.
Yeah, that's what I was really worried about with mine.
So mine,
I'm gonna take a hit, but I would rather take the hit now versus taking the hit at the pay-per-view.
yeah. So mine says amazing booking. You put on a great show where the opener and main event matches create a memorable start and finish with highly rated matches. And then for WCW, it says good booking. Your opener and main event were highlights of your show as they should be, focused on raising the quality of matches, which you were doing a maintenance week. So I don't feel like that was that bad either.
No, that was all expected.
All right, so I gained fans. I gained 62,000 fans. I made money. All right, I finally made their money. Damn, I've had like 3 straight. This is the first week I've made. Actually, no, I didn't lose money the first week, I think. So okay, all right, let's check yours out.
Yep, you caught me.
I did. You made money too.
But I did make some good money though. Yeah.
You made good money. We made good money. So all right. So you're hanging around 950,000. I'm at around 7,500,000. So I retook the lead. I am ahead by what, 3,000? Ish.
A little bit more than that.
A little less than 3, like 202,700 ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still close is the big.
We're close. We're gonna be trading back and forth too. So
Yep, it's going to be like that for a while.
All right. So this is San Francisco, California. This is the go home show for Hell in a Cell. So it looks like WCW is up first. So I'll bow outski here.
All right. All right, so it's looking like Shotzi wants to be on the card, which was going to happen anyway, so that's no problem. And Balor's really excited. Thanks for the update. Have at least a table match this week. All right. I'm going to need to keep my booking book handy because I want to make sure that I get all the rivalries as high as I can. Let's start with show logistics so I don't forget. Definitely paid off big time for the Capitol Wrestling Center, so we're definitely going to keep that. Nothing new on the road crew until next week. Special effects are what they are until week 10. And I can't get any more local advertising for now, so we're going to go with that. Look at our power cards. What do we have? Backstage Brawler. We're going to hold off on that for now because they're very expensive to do. And then on a card on top of that. I mean, it would be good, but for the moment. So Best Friends Forever, select an opposing brand, reduce 2 of their rivalries by a level, selected randomly, cannot drop a rivalry below 1. Cannot be used a week before PLE. And Coast to Coast, the GM interference book. I'm not doing any of those at the moment. But I am gonna stash this Best Friends Forever card away. I'm gonna take that and we're gonna stash that away. Looking at some of my other cards. What is the name? Okay. So let's start putting this thing together. So I know for sure I need Shotzi. I want to. I'm gonna take a bit of a gamble here. We're gonna put the stars of the show last week. Cody Rhodes versus the Red Flame. So I know there's a gimmick style match, which I want to do because I want to keep it going. Yeah. Yeah, I want to try this steel cage match. So what it does is you win by pin, submission, or escaping the cage. It's a high stamina cost, and it's a high quality boost. So it'll really give me, it's an expensive match, but it gives me an additional 50% rivalry level chance. So what this could do is actually move the rivalry from a level 1 instead of to a level 2. It could move it to a level 3. So I'm taking a bit of a risk here. With Cody because I want to be able to resolve this at Mania or at the next pay-per-view to move Cody into something else. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk with the steel cage match against the Flame. But we're going to go with that for now. And I might change it around after I get some other things going. But let's see what else we have cooking. My other rivalries, we have Kane and Finn. We want to have that one pop off at the pay-per-view, so I don't necessarily want to do much with that. I might just have a call out, or I might just leave them both alone, actually, depending on how I go about this, simply because I want to keep that stamina. So when you don't book someone, they get 12 stamina back. So I'm thinking I might not book them. We'll see, though. And we have injuries as well. So let's look at what's going on with these injuries. Orton's out 2 weeks and Theory's out 4 weeks. That's not ideal. I don't really have. I should have played that pre-match physio card on them. I didn't, and that hurts a little bit, but that's okay. So we'll deal with that in a minute. Let's get so that might put the world title match back in play. We definitely want to try, at least for the moment, we can get the ladies tag match back in. So put the tag champs in. Stamina's okay on both of them. And then we'll have Shotzi and Tamina. Both their staminas are okay. So we'll have that. We'll put the tag titles back on the line. We want to definitely try and get that rivalry to grow. But we don't want to kill them either. So let's do a nice medium. Well, what's tornado tag? Let's just check that before I decide to make it. We're going to go with an Extreme Rules. So that will get both of them going. We want the tag titles on the line in an Extreme Rules tag match. Popularity is what it is on these. Hopefully with the gimmick, it'll help build it up a little bit more. And I'll probably have to move these around a little bit. Let's definitely get Buddy Matthews in there. Doing some charity work. Love good charity promo. That in there. He's plenty healthy. All right, let's look at the women's title picture. We want to get them to a level 4 for sure. And they're both okay, but could be better. Let's not put it in a crazy match. Let's have a low injury match, but we'll have them for the title. Okay, so they are both good. We're going to save that for the end. We're going to do another Extreme Rules match. It's both their specialties. And they're definitely going to be in the main event. And it didn't put the belt on the line, so let's go back in and fix that. Extreme Rules. All right. That'll work. Works for Asuka. So that's good. Let's see. What other match can we put on? Who do we have left to play with? I want to... Yeah, that Finn and Kane. Actually, you know what? I might run them again. Because it's not going to resolve anything, which I really want to do at the pay. So let's have them run. Put the title on the line. They're playing hot potato with it anyway. Let's do a table. We'll do a title match at the table's title match. So I think that's going to start the show, I think. And I may have to think about that some more. But I definitely want that match to happen. And then the Extreme Rules match. So they're a 4 rivalry. And then that's a 3-star rivalry. But it works to them, so I'm going to have to think about that in a moment. So let's see, what else can we do? Maybe a nice little self-promo for Charlotte. He's got pretty decent popularity. I need some help with the old fan skis. Yeah, let's see if we can run another one of those. That'll get us an extra boost in fans. And then we're gonna try something. I want to see if I get yelled at for doing 3 charities in a row. Let's just see what happens with that. So let's work through the. I'm going to use that power card, that 3-match physio. We're going to put that on China because we need her to stay healthy. Openers are right. I like that. So we have the mid card. That's going to be. The popularity's not great with the Red Flame. I don't have anything to. Only usable on superstars less than 30. See, and again, it's after their next match, so I should have played that. Okay, that's a little desperate booking, but that's fine. I think that's probably going to be. Yeah, I think we're gonna run it as it is. I'm betting on this one, but I'm hoping it works out. I have one tables match this week. Shotzi is in front of her crowd. Yeah. All right. Confirm that bugger up. The more expensive show that I want to run, but that's okay. Hopefully we get some money back, and then it sets us up for the ELE. All right. Booking is confirmed. You are up big.
All right, so we're back here on Smackdown, and so we retook the lead. We're going into the go-home show. I think I'm just going to try to follow the same formula that JC did, or the same formula that I just did. I'm going to start with a big match, a regular match, a mid-tier-ish match, and then a big main event. That's like that's the recipe. So I just got to keep it going here. So EO Sky thanks me for the rematch. You are absolutely quite welcome. Let's see what Bailey. I'm really psyched for the upcoming PLE. I can't really put a yes, absolutely. She's gonna be in huge. Do not book your most popular specialist this week. The only problem that I'm having here. This is the problem that I'm having with my shows is that I haven't fulfilled a single commissioner goal. I'm just like saying screw it. And that's going to be a big thing because when you fulfill the commissioner goals, you get the Hall of Fame trophy. So if you look up in the right-hand corner on the screen right now, I have 0 of 10, and I'm pretty sure the JC doesn't have any either. So I have to do something to kind of get, this and progress me on. So there will only be one rand higher than normal fixed match guarantees the chosen superstar will win their match this week. Injury rehab reduces injury time. Okay, so I don't think I need anything. I could probably use. I don't think I need that right now. That's one thing that kind of sucks about these is that, I'm a little worried. I like these cards. Like JC used the cards, and his card play was really good, but mine wasn't. So. Okay, so we did the big thing last week with Shanky and Sammy. I'm thinking about putting Shanky and Sammy first this time. And you don't want to I would love to do a submission match, but I can't because a submission match will cancel out the rivalry. So the tables, it's a low cost. It doesn't really boost anything, but it could be. It's like Extreme Rules. What's a false count anywhere? Stamina low, quality boost maximum. So false count anywhere is it's gonna kill the stamina. That's the only problem about those. They're great. See, Iron Man, Last Man Standing, low cost, low morale winner. What is there? See, I'm just in like a weird spot right now where I'm trying not to spend a lot of money, but trying not to kill my guys. But right before I think we'll start with an Extreme Rules. I'm trying to play this long game because look at Sammy's stamina right now. Holy shit. Look at Sean's stamina. Everyone's stamina is killed right now. I killed everybody before the pape. Oh darn. So okay. So okay. All right. I can't do an extreme rules. I'm gonna have to try to use one of these cards. I can't do extreme rules. This is gonna be JC might catch me here, but I'm gonna have to just do a normal match with Sammy and Shanky. I don't want to do that before the big show, but I don't think I'm gonna make it a title match either. I think I'm just gonna try to make it a basic match. Gonna try to do another basic match here. So I gotta get maybe that should be my big match this week. Maybe I should make the big match between Otis and R-Truth and make that a big match. I should, yeah, because Otis's stamina's back up. Let's have them dudes go at it. Oh, I didn't lock that in. Okay, not Dexter Lumis. I need R-Truth. There we go. Save it. Okay. So we're kind of doing a lower opener. Let's do tag team. Let's just do a normal tag with the boys again. We're not going to put the titles on the line, and then we're going to have to do EO and okay, so there we go. We'll put the women's title back on the line. Oh my lord, their stamina is dead. Oh my gosh. I'm so screwed right now. I can't do that because it's going to kill my rivalry. So I may have to go just sign some people real quick to just make sure I don't kill everything off. So okay, so this is what we're gonna do to save everything right now. I need to sign a heel and a baby face. I'm gonna sign T-Bar. And I'm gonna sign Dewey Carter. Because I need a match. And I am just in shambles. Swap that out, and I'm gonna put a one-on-one match. Actually, I'm gonna put Dewey and T-Bar in a. I'm gonna try to get another rivalry started. Why do I not try to do that? Put T-Bar and Dewey in there. Screws Del Toro. Stamina is 100%. He's good. All right. That might be okay. All right. So we need to keep this rivalry with Sammy, with EO. Let's keep them going. That should work. Let's keep. Let's keep. No, let's just have Dewey Carter self promo. Have our self promo, and then we'll let Bailey do that so she can do a little bit of advertising. Hopefully that gets us a little bit of money. I don't like this. I don't like this right now. I need to figure out something to do with. I could just put Dewey in there for the week. Because his stamina is still good, and that saves Sammy because I need Sammy for the live event. Okay, I think this is gonna be. I think I might be able to do a little something here that kind of keeps things going. Boy, am I am reeling right now. So, damn, it's not good. I am hurting right now. Yeah, my budget is getting whacked. I need to figure out how to make some money, and I need to do some. I need to do the injury rehab. I have to. I don't have a choice. I'm killing myself in money right now, but I need it like badly. So, okay. All right. Jace, let me get JC back in here. And we'll lock in this.
Ready to roll?
Yep, I'm gonna confirm this booking.
All right.
Oh my. All right. So for this show,
Dewey
Carter is in against Shankly because Sammy, who is my he is my world champion, he's gonna get hurt. So I need to let him off the show for the week. So I pulled in a cruiserweight that would hopefully help out. So Dewey Carter versus Shankly, and we're gonna simulate it up. This is gonna be a bad match.
That's 3. Bring it.
Disappointing. I mean, this one's gonna hurt.
Been there.
Yeah. Her popularity went down 2 for Bailey on the advertising, but we made money, which is good because I needed money. So a little bit nervous about this match. This is just gonna be a normal mid-card tag because HBK, his stamina is way low too, and they're our tag champions. So I'm just nervous. So we're gonna simulate it.
1, 2. That's it. It's over. Hit the bell.
So Kaiser, all right. Well, that's not good. I probably should have put them on first.
But the belt doesn't switch.
But the belt doesn't
It
switch.
was a DQ. Good job, Ivar.
Yeah, good job, Ivar. I signed T-Bar. I figured signing another giant isn't a bad idea. Giant cruiser. We're gonna put him in an Extreme Rules match, and hopefully, he might get a little bit extra for the pape.
1, 2. That's 3. Let me hear the
T-Bar comes out the winner. It was terrible, and there's no rivalry.
Ooh.
Awesome is that? Spent $20,000 on that to do nothing. Thanks, T-Bar. Their rivalry grew. EO Sky and EO, which is perfect. I needed that, and I needed EO. They're both going to get hurt, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Here's our big match of the week. It's going to be R-Truth and Otis. Their stamina is pretty good. Rivalry. Falls count anywhere. Let's do it. Let's get funky. So we're going to simulate it up.
1, 2.
Otis.
Attaboy OT.
All right, so that helps out the ratings a little bit. The poor fans had to dredge through some of the shit to get to that match, but damn, that was something.
It happened.
It's a hard week. The injury
right.
is going to hit us here soon.
Yeah, it always does at this point in the situation. So we're gonna start off. We're starting off with another title match for the WCW Heavyweight title. They're both okay on stamina, so we're doing a little bit of a tables match to help this out a little bit. I flip-flop between having this one start and the women's title end. I couldn't decide which one was going to do better, so we're going to see. But this should be a good one, and they're already at a 4-star rivalry, and this shouldn't resolve it, which is what I'm going for. So simulate. Let's see who's going to go into the pay-per-view. Kane goes into the pay-per-view. Good. Okay, we had a nice 3.5 star. Very nice. Kane's going in with the title. All right, we had a nice, very good promo. Got
Good
some nice
promo.
fans coming in.
Good fan change.
Need that. Yep, need that. Mid-card titles match, the women's title matches, the tag team titles. They're both everybody in there is doing okay with the stamina. So I have this as an Extreme Rules match. I'm trying to get that rivalry up for the pay-per-view. So let's see. All right. They switched. Ooh, and we got, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. We got the 3 stars. We got an extra star. They had a good match. And the rivalry grew. And we have new tag team champions, the Heels.
Congratulations. Nobody is meaner than Tamina.
That is true. And Shotzi's happy because she wanted to be on TV. So we got 3,000 more fans with Charlotte doing an okay promo for charity. Good deal. This is the one we're going to spectate.
All right, here we go,
So
baby.
Cody, and it's a steel cage match.
Let's go, dude. I'm so excited for Cody Rhodes and the Red Flame. If you're not watching this on YouTube right now, you need to just shut it down on your podcasting platform and go to YouTube. And because I can't even explain to you what Red Flame looks like. He looks like he has like a Darth Maul like mask. He's got the
yeah.
But he looks like King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, and he also somehow has like, it looks like he's wearing aviators.
Yes.
Built into his mask.
Versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, the Golden Child. So we're gonna see what happens with this. I'm taking a bit of a gamble on this one.
That's all right.
As far as the rivalry goes.
Well, hey, we both have been gambling a lot here these last 2 weeks. These 2 weeks, this is where it's getting hard because the injury bug is going to hit us both, and now that and I spent a lot of money, and I need to make money.
I've been good on the money, on the money side of things.
Yeah, I signed a lot of people, but I have a lot of options. That's I like having the options. I just need to make sure that I don't get in this spot where I have a lot of people breathing down my neck wanting a ton of money when their contracts are up.
Yeah, I'm trying to balance all this stuff. I'm gonna let him do his entrance.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Stars and bars, baby. Adrenaline's in the soul. Something, Cody Rhodes. Boom.
Concussion's going off, giving me a concussion and going out of the game.
Such good pyro.
The following contest is a steel cage match.
I feel like we're gonna
more Cody Vader.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be neck and neck a lot of the way here. And something bad's gonna have to really happen to where one of us is gonna be able to pull away. That's like it's gonna have to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
Like I run out.
That's good though. Well, yeah, you could run. More pyro, gotta have more pyro.
WrestleMania moment, if there ever was one.
They're making me happy with this pyro.
Who possesses an in-ring IQ second to none. Well, Cody Rhodes has certainly learned from the best, and Rhodes has become even better.
Pumped up in his rap visit.
And my father said.
But is better good enough these days? Wow, where did they get this competitor from?
I can't even imagine what this entrance is.
Dude, this entrance is
Oh, them shorts!
He is enormous.
From Detroit, Michigan, weighing in.
He looks like
This is perfect.
his build is fat bastard with Jake of the Snake Flame Pants
Oh god.
with Umanga tatted chin.
He's definitely no spring chicken,
That's
for
it.
sure.
This man's getting pushed to the moon.
Dude, the Red Flame might be your best signing ever. Dude, look at him.
So agile on that.
Dude, I'm
He's wearing
telling you,
kickers. He's throwing kicks.
everybody, like, listen, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you need to get over to YouTube at the Podsky with Joe Baker, and you need to watch this because the Red Flame is absolutely incredible. He's my favorite wrestler ever.
The best designed character ever.
Whoever
Cody's
designed the Red. Oh my God! They throwing haymakers. Oh,
Cody's on the cell already.
he's already asking to open the cell door.
the WWE universe loves
There's no wasted motion.
so many ways to kill. I've seen superstars
Oh my God, he's climbing the gate.
Oh,
get their face
he's going
slammed into the
up.
steel mesh and get knocked down from the top. Time will tell.
He can't get the.
Always interested to see a superstar's approach. Are they going to play defense?
You don't need that news.
Are they going to attack?
Oh my God, Cody.
Cody will throw you back out.
Many options on the table.
There may be a lot of options, but when you're locked in a steel cage with a superstar looking to
Oh
take
my
your
lord. I am so happy right now.
The red flame is gonna be the next champion. Oh, that sit out powerbomb looked like it actually hurt.
Holy cow.
Oh, he's a menace. Look at him. Oh, the chop.
Dude, this
Oh,
build.
is he going up?
No, he's the thumb
Oh,
down.
son of a-
Oh, look at that reversal.
so fast. He's not quick. He's sudden.
He's faster than Rikishi. He's like built like King Kong Bundy or Fat Bastard, but moves like Rey Mysterio.
I cannot get over the body type they gave this man.
Oh my goodness. And repeated impact
I'm really,
like
dude, those flames are so stretched.
This man has more thigh than anything.
Dude, his calves, dude, what size, what customization do they have to go through to get that rawhide?
Those poor kickers and the zippers on those kickers are screaming.
Oh yeah, Cody going up.
Cody's going out the hard way to tell a good story.
Oh, red flame early to get there and power bomb. Boom.
Ouch. He kind of tossed him Kevin Nash style.
He did.
Now he's punishing him, working on the leg, telling the story.
Yeah, a little leg twist. Oh, and now he's taunting again. Cody's back up.
coursing through his veins.
Throw him into the ropes. Ooh.
I might have needed to put this on last.
Red flame once out.
I'm not prepared for that.
Asking for the door to be unlocked. Reversal.
He's got a hot bucket of chicken waiting for him. He is not messing around.
He's got something hot waiting for him.
What did they say that Yokozuna used to eat? Fried turkey ass?
Yeah, fried turkey
Dipped
leg.
in mayonnaise?
Yeah, something like that. Snake eyes. He's going up. Dude, red team is going up. Not so fast, my friend.
No. Not going up as fast as
I mean, he's getting up there. He's just not going as fast as he wants to. He's not fast climbing, but he's really quick on his feet in the ring.
He's so impactful.
The side to side is so incredible. It's just his Z value, his vert is not very good.
He's got a 3-inch vertical.
Dude, Cody is just tapping that foot on the side of that cage.
Oh, he knocked him out. Go.
It's a good reversal. Toe tapping again. Red flame.
Well, see, here's the problem, though. Think about this. What if, just like in every other cage match, what if he gets all the way to the top and decides he needs to do a
Come
moonsault?
Yeah. Well, see, here's another story of this match right now. Cody's has high damage done to his abdominal right now.
Yeah.
Red Flame's been dishing it out.
And he's had, like, no real... Cody hasn't had a lot of sustained offense at all. He's not brought that bar down at all.
Nope, hasn't done anything. Oh, Cody's got a storage finisher now. Oh, busted
I
him.
need to see this man.
Red Flame is
I need to see this
open.
man. I need to see him take the crossroads.
All right, he's
And
stunned.
he takes it
Pull
so
him out.
smoothly.
Oh, here we go.
Sunset flip.
Ooh, only a 1 count. The red, I love it. The Red Flame's belly's a little red.
Where do you think he got the name from?
Oh. Boom.
Oh, that's tricky. Oh, fire up the crowd, fire up the crowd.
Cody's going up.
Going for the...
Trying to escape. He's toe tapping the side.
Brody, you gotta hit a crossroads first, and then
Get up. He's up.
He's gonna get there.
Cody he's fighting.
Oh, come on. Red Flame doesn't have a lot left in the tank here, bud. You
Red
gotta get
Flame
it.
is climbing. Red Flame's climbing. Oh, just in the nick of time.
Oh, man, he's sitting there straddled on top of the cage.
Just in the nick of time. Dude, he was literally like one click away from winning that match. Red Flame is now going up. He said, screw you, Cody. Now we're battling
Oh,
up
headshot.
rope, hanging off the side of this cage.
The
Oh,
drama
Cody's
in
down
this
and
is
out.
tremendous.
Oh, Cody used an instant recovery. Red Flama. Oh, here we go. Is this going to be the crossroads?
La Flama Roja.
What is his finisher? That's good.
Oh, the Red Flame?
Yeah. Oh, we both got red damage done to their back, and Red Flame has
What
red.
do we think the Red Flame's finisher is?
Oh, he's asking for the cage to be opened. This never works out because he doesn't damage Cody at all before he does it.
Yes!
No.
Oh, I thought it was the crossroad.
Holy cow, what a good fake out. Oh, got him in a clipper
A
cross.
label lock?
Yeah, little crippler cross face, label lock. Are we allowed to say that on the air?
That's why I said label lock.
You can't take much more of this. I don't want to say he's done, but I can hear the fat lady warming up.
Dude, somebody's got to hit
This is
it.
an instant classic. I screwed up. I should have put this on.
Yeah, this is a good match.
Oh,
What's the finisher here? I hope that the Red Flames.
it's gonna be special.
I hope that it's off the top rope.
Reciprocating the initial reversal.
He just said, "You're not punking me out."
Listen,
No.
if he's going for the top rope, you know it's a top rope finisher. Oh, here we go. Count. Oh!
Oh, love the drama.
How does anyone kick out at this point?
But he's just telling a story.
Oh,
There
there
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Dude, if Red Flame kicks out of this. Oh.
There's
Dude,
about to be some thigh power going on there.
dude, that was a great match. I hope that's
You gotta
a.
launch him into low Earth orbit if he kicked out.
I'm really sad that I didn't sign the Red Flame.
This is my visionary genius. I saw him sitting there. I was like, man, that's just the kind of guy.
Feeling the effects of that.
You just need a guy like the Red Flame.
That was a good signing. That was an okay. Well, they gave it an okay, but you gotta rival started. One thing that
No, it was already started. I got no
no gain on it.
No. Oh, my gamble did not work out.
The one thing that I do like that we did is we both kind of went outside and we started another rivalry just for the show, just for the PLE because we needed it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Penelope Perfect week. Oh my.
Another 1,500 fans. Not a whole lot.
Dang.
All right. So this is a 3-star match. I'm really hoping to get to 4 stars before the pay. So I'm hoping we get another star here. So we'll see. We're gonna simulate this.
All right,
All
Oscar.
right. Okay.
Oscar retained.
Yes.
Got it up to a level 4. Good job.
Yeah, that's what I need.
All right. Yes, SmackDown was not as good, but it had a good main event. I actually wouldn't have done as bad if I would have flipped my opening with the mid card.
Mm.
You got good booking. I got poor booking this time. We all knew mine was going to be a down week. So, oh, thank God I made money. Whew.
You made some money.
I made money. Thank the Lord. Fan change was only
Yeah.
35, so you definitely gained.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably gained a lot. You gained 62. Yeah, so we're about even.
I might have caught you.
You might have caught me or we're even.
I lost 42 grand. That's okay.
That's all right. Yeah, I needed to make money because I spent money this week. Nice. All right. Do we want to see the moment of truth?
Yeah, let's see.
All right. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Sweet, I got that card.
Oh, you
Okay.
accomplished a commissioner's goal. See, that's my problem. I couldn't do the commissioner goal this week because of my injuries
Yeah.
or my potential injuries. WCW
Yes.
takes over again. Look at how. Oh yeah, so you took over by a 4,000 or so.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so you're back up on top again. Your lead has grown. But we're SmackDown's gonna be back on track now that I had to take a down week, and woo, we're headed into Hell in a Cell. That was a good booking week for both of us. That was a good booking time for both of us. We're flip
Yeah,
flopping.
it was.
We both did very
Yeah.
well. Both made some money. It's a good thing now for both of us.
Next,
I actually
the
really like what
PLE
you
is going to
did.
be a.
I really like what you did. I like.
Oh, thank you.
I don't even have sour grapes about being in second right now. I'm just like really glad at both of us maneuvering these 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you did a good job.
Because my big thing was I took a big swing in week 2 and week 3, and you used that card which kept you in it.
Uh-huh.
And I think if you wouldn't have used that card, it would have, like, I feel like you would have just now caught up instead of flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. That one really saved my bacon. I didn't have any more cards, but where I think I did well this week, although I should have used those pre-match physios on Orton and
Yeah.
Theory, because now they're both hurt.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
which
I saw
sucks because that was a big rivalry.
right. And I saw that, and that's what made me sit out Sammy, and that's why I was like, I need to sit him out. And I'm thinking about the pay-per-view. I'm a little worried health wise for the
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that, and I got my rivalries.
yeah,
Um, I got them way up where I wanted them to be,
yeah,
so that I could pay them all off. I took a gamble with that Cody card, or with that Cody match. It ended up being a hell of a match to watch, but I was hoping that it would do well enough that it would give me a second and a third,
yeah,
so that I could pay that off at the pay-per-view as well. No such luck.
yeah. That's
But
what
I still have some
there's one
matches
thing
that
that
I
I
want.
read about this is that you need your pay-per-view, you need your payoffs to be at the live events.
Yeah.
I didn't time mine up right, and that's okay. I mean, I need to. We're figuring this out as we go along. So, and we're now just,
It's so early.
yeah, it's early yet that we just got to we're getting our feet wet. So, JC is ahead again. WCW is beating SmackDown. I hate to admit that, but I can't. I'm not mad with the effort out of both of us this week.
Yeah.
This was good booking all around, and we made a little bit of money, and that's all. That's all I could really ask for. So make sure.
Well, I mean, because you weren't going to get in first place anyway, so I mean, the least you can do is make money that won't affect it in the end.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So
No,
with
you did a good job
yeah, no, thank you, thank you. Look at us playing nice now.
for now.
For now. So with that, thank you for listening to the Podski. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at @the_Podski, Instagram at @the_Podski. Check us out wherever you get your podcast. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you need to go back and watch this episode because we had some pretty cool matches that we watched live, especially the Red Flame. And be sure to check us in 2 weeks, hopefully, for barring scheduling conflicts. Hopefully catch us for the Hell in a Cell show. So that will be the next show that we do for Hot Shots. We're gonna book out our entire premium live event. We're both be doing Hell in a Cell. So we'll probably watch a little bit more matches since that's the only show we're gonna do so that we stay on our schedule. And so yeah. So with that, we will see you next week on the Podski.